Hello, I'm Christian. Thank you, Tom, for coming by. And we're here at the 2018 Musikmesse, and we're with Yamaha. And thanks for having us with the Sample Robot software. We're here to show the latest edition, and it's called the Sample Robot Montage Edition. This is a software that can automatically sample instruments and turn them into samples so that you can play them, for example, with your montage. And as you can see here, this is a new graphical user interface. It's pretty simple. You have projects, you have multi-samples, you have samples. These are empty containers at the moment. There's a keyboard underneath where you can specify your sampling range. And here the little robot will be replaced by the waveform afterwards. So I can start by sampling this nice instrument here. It's a pretty nice little synth, the Rephase CS, and I can just turn this sound into samples. And how do I do that? It's with the so-called Project Wizard. And the Project Wizard is basically a tool that helps me getting started and make my projects fast and create a sample out of my sound. So in this case, I call this Metallo, for example. This is obviously an FM sound that is produced by the Rephase, and I connected the Rephase via audio into the montage, and I record 16-bit stereo. This is a MIDI instrument, so I can control every note by MIDI. And I just use the Rephase MIDI port to trigger the MIDI in here. So I can set my MIDI channels. So in this case it's 1. Let's sample this with the original size of 37 keys. 1 velocity layer. And this is 6-step, means this is the sampling per octave. This is 2 samples per octave in this case.
Multiple layers.
Yeah, and multiple layers. This is with a velocity layer setting, so you can have up to 127 velocities if you like. So I record this sound maybe, say, 6 seconds. And there's auto loop in here. And as soon as I finish the project, I can, you see, Sample Robot has just built the key map underneath. These are the keys to be recorded. This is my project, it's Metallo. This is the velocity 127, and I just hit start recording. And now Sample Robot will trigger this rephase, play the note, and record back the audio. And this is done like 6 or 7 times. So you can also do that chromatically, or if you don't have a MIDI instrument, just an analog guitar or whatever, you can also record that manually. No problem.
So, is it possible, because I know a lot of musicians, or professional musicians, who use also software plugins, can we sample this also?
Yeah, that's also possible. So if you install, for example, Soundflower, and then it can sample the internal audio. So you need to install a virtual MIDI cable and a virtual audio cable, and then there you go.
And so Sample Robot doesn't have VST or something?
No, it's not a VST host yet, but that's a good point. We'll think about that. So now, in the meantime, we just recorded this instrument. As you can see here, this is the waveform, and as you can see here, these are the samples in there. I can switch through all the recorded samples, And as you can see, Sample Robot already recognized a loop in there and found appropriate loop points for the sounds. So now when I click here, it plays the waveform, not the MIDI. As you can see, it's the original rephased CS sound without having it, without having to use it. So you can just use it in the montage. Once you've done, you just go to the import-export menu and just export to, in this case, Montage. You have it in here, put it on your USB stick, and it's available in May.
And it's a special montage format, yeah?
It's a special montage format. It includes the samples and also the key maps and everything.
It's limited the quantity what you can put in one file, or?
It is kind of limited. I think you have to work with the several elements within the montage, and you have, I think, 127 samples per element. Prove me wrong, I don't know it exactly, but it should, there are ways to work with several velocities, and if you want to have like 88 notes sampled chromatically, you can work with several elements.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.